Okay, so as we finish up my last few weeks of these classes that I'm taking, let's talk about maybe why you should or shouldn't go to art school. Now, this is coming from the perspective of someone who didn't go to art school. And let's just kind of dive into what it is, because I don't think it is a right or wrong thing in a generic sense. I think it does come down to the individual. In a lot of ways, I think with modern technology and YouTube and online classes, a big part of me just feels like art school is really expensive for something that you could majority learn on your own as well. Now, there's something to showing up, being told what to do, having those exercises, being pushed, getting the critiques, and I'm not saying that art school is wrong. I think it definitely has its flaws. So before you do something like that, it's worth doing your research and making sure that that money that you're about to spend is exactly where you want to be putting that money. So for example, I went to school for pre-veterinary medicine, the complete opposite of art, right? And though I do use my degree daily because I live on a ranch and I trained really expensive horses, and so having vet med knowledge was really, really beneficial and still is daily. I'm not really using my degree, and I'm choosing to go back and take classes art related. So I think the same thing can happen if you go to art school. If art's what you really want to do, you could end up going to art school and then end up getting a job doing something completely different, and still just doing it on the side, you know? I think the benefit of art school is the curriculum, the connections that you make with your professors and people that they know, and they can help get you into programs that can hopefully help your career take off. You also get the critiques and the feedback. People can push you, but again, you're not really picking your professors. So you could get in this situation where you're taking a class and you're being critiqued by someone that you don't really respect or you just don't really connect with the way that they make art. So you're like, why am I taking your advice if I don't even really like the art that you're creating? So that can happen. If I was to make a stance, I would say for me, I really like the direction that I took because I exhausted the online resources, the free online resources, and not so free. I also bought DVDs from other artists that were really good at teaching. But really for the last, 3 years, I solely was just neurotically scanning the internet for any free resource to learn color theory, value, just everything related to art, marketing, editing videos, anything that could be potentially related to what I do now. Most of it I have tried to learn on my own by researching my own stuff. Now, I am going back to art school and I'm taking classes and I absolutely love it. And the reason is because even in doing all of my own research, there are still some things that that I just felt was missing. And I knew that to some extent, the people that were really academically trained were achieving the look that I wanted. And that's kind of the beauty of not going to art school and choosing to go back to it. One, when I show up, I know that I am ready to learn and that I am hungry to do all of the homework and all of the things. I'm also picking exactly the professors that I want through programs that I want, assuming that it's offered through that school. There's some schools that I would love to go to, but they don't offer online. But the ones that do offer online, I am doing the research on the professors, so I'm taking classes from people that I really, really respect. So when they look at my art and they give me feedback, I'm like, okay, 100%, I'm gonna listen to you because I love how you create your art. And I guess to get back on topic, should you go to art school? Yes, no, it so depends on the person. You've already heard there are benefits to going to art school, but there's also a lot you can do on your own. And I think almost there's a strength to creating your own curriculum that, just feels natural. And you connect with it more because you're taking exactly what you want to take. And, after I'm going through this school, I'm going to go into a more atelier program, which is going to be very long-term, quite extensive. And that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. I want the rigidity, but because I didn't go to art school, I'm able to make these decisions myself. And again, just choose how and where and what I want to learn. I mean, there's some things that are tedious to do, but that's part of it. And having that curriculum right now is really, really beneficial to me. Having homework is really beneficial to me. I think the number one thing is the critiques. So finding either a professor or another artist that's willing to mentor you, work with you, and give you those critiques, in a lot of ways, I think is even better than art school. But the good thing about art school is the repetition. You are going to school, it is 6 hours a day that you are working, so you are gonna get good really fast, hopefully. Yeah, so there is no right or wrong answer. As you can hear, there is benefits to both. There's, to some extent, I wish that I had taken these classes when I was younger and kind of pushed myself to get this repetition in drawing and everything so that I could have those skills now already on their way to mastery, but that's not the case, and that's fine. What's the quote? Martha Stewart started her first business at 50 and she's wildly successful, so there is no time limit. But in my own ideal world, I do kind of wish that I had done this sooner, but I also might have not been ready sooner because I knew that I wanted to learn what I wanted to learn, and I wanted to try cutting corners and see what happens. And to no one's surprise, cutting corners doesn't work. But that was fine. It was a valuable lesson because now when I show up to class again, I'm focused. I want to be there. I know that I'm taking it with teachers that I want to learn from. And in that sense, it's really beneficial, and I'm definitely getting the most out of it versus in college when it's just handed to you 24/7 and to an extent that it's almost a little exhausting. You can come to resent some of what you're doing, and some of it is just get the grade and move on. And that's not the right mentality for school. If you really, really want to do what you're going to school for, you should be all in because you're spending a lot of money on it. So that's my 2 cents. I've had so much fun. There's no right or wrong path. It's all kind of up to the individual and the cards that you have, but don't underestimate the value of just learning from specific artists that you want to learn from and taking the classes that you want to take. With that, that's my thought on if you should go to art school or not. Let me know what you think. Have you gone to art school? Are you interested in taking classes? Have you not and you have a fully successful career? Let me know what stage you're at and what your kind of journey looked like below. And as always, if you're interested in any of the supplies you see me using, check that out in the description box below. There's links to my website. If you sign up for my newsletter, you get a whole bunch of goodies like discounts and links to even more stuff that I use, which you can also get discounts for. And it's a grand old time. So with that, thank you so much for joining, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.